supporting this show, and in doing so you support live entertainment in theme parks, and that is the lifeblood, I think, that we all can agree on in entertainment. So I appreciate you coming out and giving us that support, so thank you.
So, let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. Thank you, musical theater fans. All right, what is the backstory for Rogers the Musical? Tell us about the origin story.
Dan, you, me? Okay. There was an idea. No. It really was born out of, I think, when we saw Hawkeye, everyone saw the Save the City number and knew instantly that it was something special. And as usual, I talk to Dan all the time, and we work with the WDI team really closely, so we're always saying, I got an idea, I got an idea, I got an idea. Well, when we saw the Rogers, the Save the City from Hawkeye, it was definitely on everyone's radar, and then it was a normal collaborative effort of, hey, we got to talk about this, right? And Dan saw it, and we talked more about it, and worked with the teams, and that was, it was pretty natural.
Yeah, we were like every fan. We saw that and said, God, we want to see the rest of it. I want to see all of Rogers the Musical. But then we realized, hey, we're Disney Live Entertainment. We can do that. So that's what we set out to do. We pulled out this amazing team of collaborators, as well as many other collaborators who are behind the scenes in the dark today to make it come to life.
So let's start with story. You pack so much story into 30 minutes with so much to pull from, comics, screen. How did you decide what to focus on?
Well, I give a shout out and credit to Jordan Peterson, our amazing director and conceiver. Jordan laid this incredible foundation, and we just got to kind of jump on Zoom calls and get together and build this. But yeah, there's a lot to cover, and like the star kids say, in 30 minutes or less. But luckily it was called Rogers the Musical on Hawkeye, and so that let us know we're going to focus on Steve, and we're going to focus on Cap, and great love stories make great musicals. So much great musical theater is based around a love story. So when we kind of honed in, even while Cap is having all these adventures in all the films, there's a compass and there's Peggy. And so when we kind of honed in on that love story and on Cap and Peggy, I think that kind of sealed the deal. And even with older Steve at the end of the line there too. So yeah, a lot to fit in half an hour, and I think we did a pretty good job.
Woohoo! All right, well, our next question is from a musical theater fan. In musicals, the songs not only entertain us, but they're also a key part of the storytelling. So, Chris, can you tell us a little bit about putting the songs together and the songs in the show?
Absolutely. I think, I've heard a lot of times that people say that you need to get to the point where the emotion is so strong that talking won't work anymore, and you actually need to sing it. And that's where the love story comes in. That's where the I want comes in with young Steve, and that's why he was the perfect person to make this story about, because everyone's been there. Everyone's been that point where they've gotten to the point where they have to do the next step to follow their dream, and that was where that was. But when we first started, Jordan had all these amazing lyrics, and End the Line was the first song we wrote, and it was very easy to then look back and say you've got old Cap and current Cap talking, singing to each other, and following that story, we went back to the beginning and said, how do we get there? How do we then, start from the beginning and get there? And then, of course, at that point, then we move ahead to the Peggy story and go. But I think the other thing that was really important to all of us, Jordan and Hunter and I, was to give everyone, both musical theater fans and superhero fans, something they would love about the music, and the fact that we get to span 70 years and do everything from 40s style big band jazz to a singer-songwriter style, pop tune, and obviously the Nick Fury, patter song meets Uptown Funk, whatever that was, whatever. It's the idea of giving everyone something that they can grab onto and really feel like it's part of their story too.
For a lot of people who come to our parks, they may not have had a lot of experiences coming to theater, to traditional theater, but here's an opportunity to combine a love of theater with a love of superheroes right here at theme park. So we hope that this is a takeaway, that this is a real show for families, whether you already knew the story of Steve Rogers or not. So hopefully everyone's found something to enjoy in the show.